What's up? What's going on, legends? It's your boy Earl Shatter, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing the best class setup for the KN-57 after Update 1.13. Update 1.13 implemented quite a few changes across the board. There wasn't a huge change to the KN-57, as we'll get into shortly here, but there was changes nonetheless to quite a few other weapons. I feel like it makes the KN-57 just a little bit more, reliable and useful than it was in the past. Honestly, I've been using the gun since launch, and I've always really liked it. However, the one downfall that you come across is that there are other weapons that were overpowered and a little bit more useful than this one in particular. So, if you were using the KN-57 before the update, you kind of felt from time to time that you weren't able to win a gunfight, especially if you were challenging someone with maybe a Rampart or the Maddox. But now, I feel like this thing is just where it needs to be. Before we get into the rest of the video, if you guys do enjoy this content at any time, do your boy Earl a huge favor and go down below and support the channel by hitting that like button. We do have a goal of 50 likes on today's video, and I think with all of your guys' support, we can crush that goal. Also, if you guys are new and want to find your way back to the channel, make sure you guys do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. So before we jump into the class setup itself, let's go ahead and talk about the very minor change that went down for the KN-57 in Update 1.13. Now in Update 1.13, there were some weapons that received quite a bit of different changes. KN-57 only received something very small, and that is that they increased the max damage range from 15.2 yards to 17.3 yards. So the only thing that really changed is how far away your opponent can be for you to be able to deal max damage to them. This is over across the board going to make this weapon just a tad bit better than it was originally. Like I said earlier, I've used this weapon from launch. I've always had really good things to say about it. So this minor tweak might just be enough to give it the power it needs to compete on a better level. I think that the KN-57 is overall really solid, especially once you guys throw together this class setup that we're going to get into right now. So for our best class setup for the KN-57, we're going to go ahead and start with the ELO sight. Now the ELO sight, I want to first and foremost say, is not absolutely necessary for this weapon. The only reason I actually threw it on this class setup was because I had the extra slot available, so I figured why not be a little bit more accurate from a range and throw on that ELO sight. At least that's typically why I use it. I find that the iron sights for the KN-57 are absolutely okay. If you guys are familiar with the AK-47 in past Call of Duties, or even the KN-44 in Black Ops 3, it's a very similar iron sight. This is one of my favorite iron sights to deal with, so you can honestly run this setup with or without the ELO sight and you would be fine. Our second attachment that we're going to be discussing for this class setup is going to be the rapid fire. Now rapid fire is by far the most useful attachment in my opinion to the KN-57, honestly just because of the fact that without rapid fire, I feel like you can't truly utilize this weapon to its full potential, meaning without rapid fire, you have no best class setup. Now rapid fire, if you guys obviously don't know, it's going to increase your fire rate or increase the amount of bullets that can come out of your gun in what amount of time. It's going to allow you to obviously kill people faster as long as you're accurate and you can hit your bullets on target. Like I said, I think that this attachment is really what truly makes or breaks this weapon being useful. The next attachment that we're going to be looking at for the KN-57 is going to be the suppressor. The suppressor is probably one of my favorite attachments in Black Ops 4, however sadly it's not available on every weapon, but I was very happy to see that the KN-57 had it available. Now the suppressor is going to allow you to remain off the minimap when firing your weapon, which is very useful, especially if they don't have a UAV up. Maybe you're running, dead silence to counter that acoustic sensor, you're really going to be off that radar. You're going to be able to come up and flank. Flanking is one of the best things you can do, especially if you're running solo. You're going to be able to get up behind them, catch them off guard, possibly even take out the entire team. Maybe clear just enough of the pathway for your team to jump on the objective and maintain that map control. Regardless, one of the best things about running the KN-57 is the fact that we do have the suppressor available to us. By running the suppressor, of course we are going to lose out on a tiny bit of range. If I can do anything to damage, that is a huge misconception that people have over the suppressor. It does not affect damage whatsoever, it only affects range. And for this weapon being as accurate as it is, I honestly don't feel like it makes a significant enough difference not to run the suppressor. The last attachment that we're going to be looking at that makes this class setup what it is going to be the hybrid mags. For those of you that are unfamiliar for what this hybrid mag actually offers, it's going to be a combination of fast mags and the extended mags. Obviously you're going to be able to reload slightly faster, but you're also going to gain that benefit of having a few extra bullets per clip. I find that this is really useful for the KN-57. Also, If you guys are more interested in using the extended mags, I'd love for you guys to go ahead and throw that on. It's not going to make enough of a difference. It's not going to make this class setup not work effectively. Some people just prefer having the longer, magazine over the faster reload. I just kind of choose the hybrid because I find it kind of has a balance between both, and it's more beneficial to the way I play. Now that we've covered all the attachments that make this class setup great, let's go ahead and discuss the gear and the perks. So if you guys are familiar with my past class setups, you guys are going to know because it's a mid to long range gun, we're going to be using the ComSec device. Now, the stim shot is usually my other choice. However, because I'm not going to find myself in a ton of close range engagements, I'm not going to find healing quicker to be super beneficial. Therefore, having the ComSec device and being able to get my streaks at a cheaper price is overall going to be more useful to me. I do typically play solo, so having random teammates and having to carry them is a reality for me. Being able to get those score streaks can typically need map control. Map control can typically lead to my teammates moving up and actually doing something for me, helping us get that victory. So for the perks on this setup, it's going to be pretty straightforward. You guys have probably heard me talk about these in the past. We're going to be running Scavenger so we can replenish that ammo just in case we're not crashed or somebody's running crash. Very inefficient. We're going to be using Dexterity. I do enjoy Dexterity for simply being able to mantle quicker and sliding further. And then for our last perk, we're going to be running Dead Silence. This is of course going to allow us to remain off that acoustic sensor until very close ranges. I do have some classes with Dead Silence and some classes for Ghosts for different situations, but that way I'm always covered. I don't have to worry about whether or not they're calling in a million UAVs, and I also don't really have to rely on the fact that there's probably 2 or 3 people running the acoustic sensor and have a general idea of where I'm at anyway. I really enjoy running this class setup for the KN57 on Black Ops 4. I think it's really because it resembles one of my favorite guns in Call of Duty history, the AK-47, and I always used to run that suppressed or silenced, and using this is probably the closest we're going to get, obviously, for this game. Now that's going to do it for today's video. I've given you guys everything you need to build your class setup to succeed with the KN57. Now it's all that's left is for you to go out there and try it for yourselves, and come back and let me know down in the comment section below how this weapon treated you. But most importantly, if you guys didn't already, make sure you guys go down below and show your support for the channel by smashing that like button. Like I said earlier, we do have that goal of 50 likes on today's video. Also, if you guys are new and want to find your way back to the channel, make sure you guys do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. I appreciate you guys for all tuning into today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.